Hello, 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 and welcome back to Talking to Tequila with Chloe, with me, Chloe. Yes, that is me. Take a second look, take another look, go ahead and do it. Snap your neck, double take. I feel like with me being back in my home studio, I really needed to just do something for you, do something for you. Because the last few weeks, I've been in Annapolis, I've been giving slumber party, I've been giving this is the real raw me. I've been giving phlegm. I've been giving throat clearing. I've been giving hey guys, this is what you signed up for. Like me, just your crazy, kooky, relatable podcaster after work, before work. And I was kind of looking back at myself, even though I'm going to be honest with you, I was oh my God, fresh faced, hello, Maybelline, Neutrogena, don't you guys have commercials where you splash water in your face? I could be that for you. Just joking. I'm loyal to Peter Thomas Roth. Anyways, and La Roche-Posay and Corsex. Okay. Anyways, I was like, let me just show the hell out and show the hell up today. And that is for one specific reason and one reason only. But first, I do need to let you know I am podcasting in jeans today. And if you are watching on YouTube, I did just show off my jeans from Abercrombie because I don't know if anyone knows this now, but Abercrombie is a friend of the fatty now. They do carry extended sizing. And I can say that I weigh 202 pounds. So I have a right to say that, to be honest with you, because for years, you could not walk into an Abercrombie and find anything to even fit your actual forearm. And all of a sudden now, I don't know if they realize that people who weigh over 160 pounds also have cash. I don't know if they realize that we make money too, but they did. And so now they have larger sizing, and yes, that is where my jeans are from. So thank you, Abercrombie, for realizing that people with hips also want to shop with you. Okay, next. So I dressed up for one particularly important reason outside of the fact that I wanted to give my stunning, absolute, loyal, actually the coolest people on the internet. Yes, my people that view my stuff, they are the coolest. They're the most unique. They're the most original. They're the most awesome. So outside of wanting to show up and show out for you guys, something really incredible is going to happen this week. I first saw it in a premonition. Do you know that movie with Sandra Bullock, Premonition, where she could see that her husband was going to die in a car wreck? It's like that, except good for me. And that is, I realized that this week I'm going to get 1,000 podcast downloads. Now, I have already surpassed that in general. I'm at 4,000 or something like that. I don't know. But I'm talking weekly. That's my total. And you guys, I just need to show you. Okay. I am also a little bit aware that one of the reasons that my podcast probably isn't mega viral is because I actually talk to you guys about the podcast on the podcast. I think that's an administration issue. I think it's some breaking the fourth wall, but I feel like we're all just girlfriends here, right? I'm giving you the tea. I'm giving you the dirt, So it's I have 4,000 or something. I don't really know. Something along those lines. But in 1 week alone this week, I'm going to get 1,000 downloads. I saw it in a premonition, and obviously it's going to happen. It also was on an episode of The Simpsons. They were talking to Tequila on the week of April, the 26th. She's going to have 1,000 downloads. And I was like, no, the hell way. I was like, God damn. And then, the Simpsons stuff comes true. So I was like, okay, well, I need to look nice because I'm going to be on the news. And also what I heard was Pedro Pascal is going to listen to my podcast. Pedro Pascal. Oh, let me get into the rundown. Let me get a little professional. This week, we are going to be giving a little life update, some things that have been on my mind, a little catch up with Chloe, and then a little tequila time. And honey, get out the pictures because it's juicy. We're making lemonade this week, okay? Next, a new segment I'm introducing to you, politicking, where I talk about the dicks that are running our country. Politicking, your new favorite segment. And then, of course, the Summer House recap and this week's Sva Sva, chic c'est la vie. Sva Sva. So, first and foremost, I need to talk about something that is just happening to me right now, which is I've never experienced in my life. Okay, wait. Can we just talk about these extensions that I have in right now were $15 on TikTok Shop. Now, I think they're normally like 30, but they were on sale. And of course, in full transparency, I did get them just sent to me. I didn't pay for them, but if I had, they were only $15. And look at me. Am I an average, median income girl from Pittsburgh podcasting in her makeup room, or am I in Laguna Beach? You tell me. You won't be able to tell the difference. Look, I'm wearing white, for God's sakes, and a blue jean, and blush, and I have long hair. Now, I will have to say, to the girls that wear extensions all the time, how the hell is your neck? Because I'm hot. I had to powder before I started. I powdered when I was done with my makeup, and then I had to re-powder before I started, because this hair on the back of my neck is really suffocating. But you know what? Nevertheless, I will do anything for my viewers. Thank you. Do you know once on a flight from Pittsburgh to Boston, the entire flight I just muscle memoried this heart? Because everyone was doing this heart to say I love you. And I'm a millennial, so I normally go like this. Okay, I got that for my thumbnail. But I was like, well, I want to do what the cool girls do. So literally an entire flight, I was going like this, which is a little heart with you that you make with your two fingers. And now I can do it that fast. Oh, hey girl, love you. So that's kind of a skill that I did. But nevertheless, let me get into something that's been happening to me this week that I just want to talk to you guys about, okay? So as you know, I was kind of thinking, how should I start out the podcast? Like, I listen to these other podcasts with these girls, and they're they oh my God. Let me reset. They tell these fabulous stories, oh, they're eating dinner at the stock exchange. They're doing karaoke in Soho. And I'm like, well, what the hell was I doing besides pounding the pavement on the damn Pennsylvania Turnpike? It's like, how many times can I go onto my podcast and say, so this week I drove again? Oh, what am I going to say? I'm not living that influencer life yet. I'm just fucking driving around. But then I was thinking, I mean, what am I doing in my life? Like, what am I even looking forward to? And it's kind of funny that, and by the way, me going to New York 2 weeks ago, now I just feel like, how am I ever supposed to how am I ever supposed to do that up? Like 2 weeks ago, I was like, girls, I went to dinner with Peter Thomas Roth, the company. And now like every day since then, I'm just like, girls, I was in my Kia again, driving. And guys, JJ, hey, I hope you listen. He's like one of my followers that is just like always just giving me, I can like tell he has a rainbow in his bio. So I'm kind of assuming he's like one of the girls guys, if you know what I mean. Like, just one of, I shouldn't have even made that assumption. You know what? I'm getting out of this conversation. I'm pivoting from this. I'm pivoting. Okay. So, and I kind of lost my train of thought. I just got really flustered. I hope I didn't make an assumption that was incorrect, but I just assumed with the rainbow thing in his name, he's like one of the girls guys. Okay. Anyways. So I'm driving around from Maryland to Pittsburgh. What do I have to look forward to? And that is my hospital's cafeteria food. Okay. I need to speak to you guys about what's happening to me right now. And I'm going to give you a little lore, a little Chloe lore. By the way, this bracelet's from American Eagle. If you're looking, it's like a little chunky, like chain link bracelet. And it was like $15. You don't have to spend a lot of money to look good, girls. I have to tell you that. So a little bit of lore about me is, and we're not going to get into the mushy details. I'm not here to trauma dump. I'm here to just lay out the facts so you understand where I'm coming from. When I lived with my mom when I was younger, my dad took us when I was going into sixth grade. So before that, when I lived with my mom, who was really just, I don't know if she knew she had kids or not, but the point is like what I ate a lot when I was younger was fast food, okay? It was like, here's $20, there's 6 kids, like hopefully you guys can like have enough food. I don't know. Like it was me, my 2 sisters, and then like all the neighborhood kids. We lived in a town called Conneaut, Ohio for a short period of my life, about 3 years, when my mom essentially kidnapped us. I will not be getting into that. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. And like all the parents were just actually degenerates. I don't know if they knew they had kids, but what I do know they knew is they had a fifth of vodka and they were focused on that. So they would just like throw us $20 and like pray, I guess we ate. And we did. And sometimes we would like, what we would do sometimes is get chicken nuggets and like each have one. And that was fabulous. This is sounding way more traumatic than it was. I mean, I guess it was a little bit, but like, I'm fine. Okay. So the point is when I was younger, now I will say that sometimes before school, she made us toast with butter with cinnamon and sugar on it. Okay. I will give her a little bit of credit. Outside of that, I was making my own guacamole at, I was like 6 years old making guacamole. Avocado, lemon, pepper, salt. And it was fabulous. Long story short, we didn't have like too many home cooked meals. Every once a month, she would decide to be present and maybe cook us something, but like that wasn't part of our life, right? It was like pizza, fast food. I blame this arm on my childhood. Okay. Then my dad took us, and my dad, lovely, best dad, really good dad. Dad, you can't even imagine, okay? Like really saved us, okay? But he was working full time. All of a sudden, he had all these kids to take care of. Not that he didn't want to do it, right? He just like, it was like sprung on him kind of, okay? So he took us, and he was a house painter. So he's working full time. He's getting home at 9 o'clock at night sometimes. Now, he did try to make it a priority to eat dinner with us when we could. But the thing is we were the ones cooking the dinner. And, we were poor. I'll just say it. We were poor. He made as much money as he could, but there was 4 kids, 3 full time in the house and 1 half time in the house. So, we were making beans and rice. We were making cans of sardines. We were making cans of lentil soup. We were making broth with rice. We were making mustard sandwiches. Now he would give us, now we did also have salmon and vegetables and stuff like that, okay? But the point is, we're freaking damn 15. We weren't seasoning food too well. Like we were just, making, like we actually ate pretty good and healthy, like lentils, rice, beans, salmon, things like that. But it's like we were just young girls. Like we weren't really throwing it down in the kitchen. Now, one time I did make an onion pie from Emerald Lagasse. Emerald Lagasse had an onion pie. And my dad let me try the recipe and make it. It was like like pie crust and then like butter and onions and then like slices of tomato on top. It was actually really fabulous. And one time we did try to make pierogies from scratch from, I guess, our heritage. Pierogies are a thing, I think. Okay. So the point is I never was growing up in a life where like I had like what I think traditionally some people have, like home cooked meals from like a family figure, from like a parent. You know what I mean? Like my dad did make us the rice broth soup, which was rice and broth, and that was his specialty. But you know what I mean? He was a dad. Like I never had like these like, like meals. You know what I mean? And so I'm at this hospital in Maryland right now, and it's a small community hospital, and the kitchen is full of these women, okay? Like, and there's some guys in there too, but it's really these like women that I see back there, and they're cooking it up, okay? And every day they have this food in this hospital that is like ribs, scalloped potatoes, green beans, mixed vegetables, creamy tortellini with spinach. And while I do kind of have that now in my life because I'll order HelloFresh and cook it, I'm never having it prepared and given to me. And like, let me tell you something. I haven't weighed myself since I started working at this hospital because I'm eating twice a day, lunch and dinner. And I'm eating what they're cooking up. And let me tell you something else. I think they like me a little bit and have a kinship to me because they load my tray up. Like, they load it up. And so really one of the highlights going on right now in my life. Oh, and by the way, like my boyfriend cooks for me now because he makes these really excellent like home like meals. But I'm talking like the experience of like what a traditional like American meal would have been like in childhood, where it's like there's like a chicken cutlet and a mashed potato with gravies on top and an asparagus. So, obviously me and my boyfriend cook right now, but I'm talking the feeling, how people say I have mommy issues I'm working through? I've never had a 65-year-old woman like cook me a meal outside of my dad's third wife for like holidays, and she was a bitch. So let me just say that. Okay. And like, of course, no one fact checked me. I can't say like every single meal I've ever had. Like some of my dad's ex-wives, of course, have made meals for me. But I'm talking about feeling like a meal was made for you by a woman and she wants you to damn enjoy it. Like that's what I feel like I'm working through mommy issues right now. Oh my God. I have never said like mommy like that in my life. I think the adrenaline of the podcast just twisted my tongue up. Ugh. I don't really have mom issues. I'm just saying it's really nice to have these women serve you this plate of food and you feel like they really want you to enjoy it and they want you to go straight to the hip, girl, in the best way possible. Like it's like they're cooking to prepare you for labor, even though I don't want kids. And I'm just thankful for them, okay? So one of the highlights of my life right now is going down to the cafeteria 3 days a week in my Maryland hospital and seeing what the hell they cooked up. And that's why I'm saying over and over and over and over again, if you guys make me rich and famous, if I become really, really big, if I am on Jimmy Kimmel, if I'm a millionaire, I'm going to this hospital with these women and I'm retiring them. Like, honey, you're never working a day again in your life. You will never make a scalloped potato again unless it's what you want for dinner that night. Because I really appreciate these women. Now, I will also say last week I went to my friend Brandon's birthday party. Brandon is truly one of the highlights of my life. I can't express that enough. There are core people in my life, core friends in my life who imprinted on me. Now, I have about, I'm going to say, 15 of them. I can't simply possibly name them all right now because what if I forget someone? What if I miss someone? And then they think they're not as important to me as I am to them. I can't handle that pressure right now. I mean, we're literally dancing with fascism. I can't also have a fight with my friend. But Brandon is one of the, do you know how rare it is to find a friend who you feel like really understands you? Like you're a puzzle and he's the puzzle player. Do you know what I mean? Like you just get each other. And another reason I have a major kinship to Brandon. Ow. Oh, I painted my nails gel, you guys, Olive in June. And I'm going to say something like they exceeded my expectations. I know you can't tell right now because it's like an opaly clear iridescent color. But it's really beautiful and my nails are extremely hard right now. So I would say their gel product is a 10 out of 10. Okay. The other reason I have a major kinship to Brandon is because, he, like me, we are both extremely anal. We're extremely type A. We're a little particular. We like things done a particular way. And normally a lot of my friends are the opposite of me, where they're a little bit more lax. They're a little bit more free flowing. They're not, they don't have major like particulars. Okay. And so we normally laugh, those other friends and I, that it's like, isn't it funny that we're so opposite? Like for example, I wanted something once and I had to click a box and like I was too scared to click the box. So my friend took my phone from me and clicked it for me. So it's kind of like that where they're like, God, like just lighten up a little bit. Whereas when I'm with Brandon and I'm doing something really anal, he just like lets me do it, or he like kind of joins in, or he just is like, then he'll do his anal thing. And then I like kiki with him about his thing. So it's like, we're just so simpatico, erratico. And it's funny because when we first, if I'm your friend, I know you guys think I'm this like fun, cool girl like that. It's like a FaceTime with my friend. Here's the problem. I don't know if maybe it's from my childhood. I don't know if it's from my mom's psychotic boyfriends who were evil. I'm not really sure what it is. But normally when I meet someone who could be like coworker potential, friend potential, my initial reaction is like, are we trusting you or not? Are you here to hurt me or not? Are you here to actually make my life hell, or are you cool? I get a little prickly and I get a little like defensive, and I get a little like, it's almost like you have to prove to me why you're going to be able to be in my life. Now, am I proud of that? No, I'm not, but I'm at least a little self-aware of it. So normally when I meet someone, it is either like an immediate kinship, or it's like we are totally clashing and then we fight through something and then we come out the best of friends. And that was me and Brandon. And it was because we were both a little type A. So he actually came to work on the team that I was at in my hospital. And, you know, he was pretty type A and thought he had it all squared away. And I was pretty type A and had my things all set. And even though we both had the best of intentions, we were like, oh, well, I write my A like this. And he's like, well, I write my A like that. And I'm like, well, then we're going to have a problem here, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, so the point is God, we fought like hell in the sense of really trying to understand each other. And then when we did, it was just fireworks. So he's been one of my longest friends for a really long time. I went to his wedding, and actually the cover art for my podcast is compliments of a photo booth he had at his wedding. So he had a photo booth, which was fabulous. And I was taking a photo in that photo booth, and I kind of made that like squealy little like shaky shoulder look. And then I was like, oh, that might be cute for my podcast cover art. So compliments to him. So he had a birthday party that his partner husband arranged for him at Coupe de Ville. And it was really quite casual. But, you know, did my hair up, went down to the strip district on a weeknight, nonetheless, on a Thursday, I think. And, you know, kind of had a little margarita and just really had a fabulous time. And it was just really nice. And I sat with some of my friends from work. Oh, I had an emergency. I went pee and there was no toilet paper. And I texted in the group chat, emergency, I need TP right away. And Jamie came in and gave me my TP. So it was just kind of, you know, a night of being a girl's girl, just a goofy girl, you know, just a, you know. Oh, can I tell you guys one more thing? I don't think she listens to the podcast. I think she just might be a TikTok viewer. But apparently one of Brandon's friends watches my stuff. And so I got to meet her, okay? And apparently she works at the hospital that we work at. Now, here's my biggest fear when I meet someone in the wild, which has only happened twice. I have a huge fear that they're going to meet me in real life and be like, oh, this ugly, dumb bitch. Wow. She really clips the best parts of herself online, doesn't she? And isn't she just a ogre, loser, freak in real life? So I met her in real life. I met this girl in real life, and she was really fun and lovely and cute. And she had great genes, I'm going to be honest with you. And while I was so happy to meet her, because she was like, I love your stuff. In the back of my head, I was like, God, I hope she doesn't think I'm a fucking fugly freak ogre loser. You know, I don't know. So that's one of my fears that I'm letting you guys in on. Okay. I just posed for the camera because I was nervous because I gave you guys some truth. And I'm being really vulnerable this podcast. Maybe it's this hair is making me feel like I think the hair is like making me feel like I'm a different person than myself. And I'm like talking about Chloe in the third person and like, oh, like, well, I'm telling her secrets, not my secrets. Like, cause I don't know who she is, but me, like, okay, I'll tell her secrets. Okay. Next, we're going to get into tequila time. And I'm really excited about tequila time because I feel like normally some of the stories that I like want to touch on, I kind of care about, but I kind of think like, well, maybe you guys care about it, so I'll talk about it. But like everything I'm talking about today, honey, I care about it deeply and desperately, okay? Now, the first one I care about, I would say deeply and desperately with lowercase d's, as in I do care about them, but I'm not shaking in my boots over it, but I think it's quite interesting. And that is that story number 1 is Othello, which is a Broadway play produced by Candy Burris and Todd Tucker, has had the highest financial debut for a non-musical on Broadway in history. So there's several components to the story that I'm quite excited about. First is if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know Candy Burris was on there. She married this guy, Todd Tucker. He is quite not my cup of tea. Seems like his ego sometimes is like if my boyfriend talked to me how Todd Tucker talked to Candy, it's not like he's outright like abusive or anything, not even slightly. He just seems like he has a fucking chip on his shoulder. Like it seems like he's low-key jealous of his wife, to be honest with you. Like it seems like he's just like a little bit of a man child, and it annoys me. But nevertheless, Candy allowed Todd Tucker to produce this Shakespearean, apparently it's a Shakespearean play, and it is on Broadway right now. And in its opening week, it opened with $2.8 million, which is apparently the highest non-musical box office in Broadway history. And this is why it's particularly fabulous, because the Broadway play stars Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. Apparently it's a limited run. It's like 15 weeks. And this is why I'm really quite excited about it, is because one, I love Denzel Washington. Have you seen John Q? Like, okay, a father fighting for his child's life, like, say less. And two, I know that this is a controversial take. I know that some people love Jake Gyllenhaal. Some people don't like Jake Gyllenhaal. Some people want to know about the red scarf. Some people, there's a Taylor Swift component. Did he break her heart? Is he a dog? Is he a serial dater of younger women? Never under 18, of course, but like, I think he's like 45 or like 40 and he'll date like a 27-year-old. I understand all that's true. It is also my truth that I think he's one of the hottest guys in Hollywood. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is a smoke show. I'm just going to say that. And so for me to see Denzel Washington, who's one of my favorite actors, just seemingly has really excellent character, and then Jake Gyllenhaal, who I just think is hot, be in this mega success of a Broadway show. Because I think actors like sometimes need the real life applause to feel invigorated. And so I'm happy for them that this play is so successful. I'm happy that a Real Housewives of Atlanta alumni produced it. She's not on the show anymore, but she produced it. Like, to me, it's just like everyone's getting their flowers. And I also think it's kind of crazy. Like, so does that mean if I go to New York, like I could literally sit front row and see Denzel Washington that close? Like, God forbid he makes eye contact with me. I could simply perish. Now, one of the reasons I've never been to a Broadway show, outside of I think musicals are boring, is because I heard the Broadway seats are really small. And as I've already mentioned once, and I'll mention again, I'm like 202 pounds. Oh, I mean, I'm just going to say my truth. Where's this hair at? Okay, there we go. I'm 202 pounds. And so to me, I'm like, are the hips fitting in the chair? I've heard you basically have to be an extremely svelte person to be comfortable at a Broadway show. And while I am fabulous and I am stunning and I am beautiful and I am cool and I am chic and smart and extremely fashionable, I don't know how comfortable I would be. But I may risk discomfort to see this play. It's a 15-week run. That's 4 months. You know what? And I might damn do it. Because there's times in my life where I don't do something and then I regret it. Like, when's the next? Truly, someone look me in my face and tell me when you'll ever be able to sit front row at a Denzel Washington live acting play again. It'll never happen again. Now, if you ask me about Hugh Jackman, well, of course I'll say, well, every other season, honey, he'll be in a show. But I don't. And there go the dogs. At 2:26 p.m., they just get pissed off. Now, do I think that might be the time that the mailman comes? It could be. Do I maybe need to move up my recording time? Possibly. I guess this is a good opportunity right now to take a little bit of responsibility for what's happening. And that may be that I need to spend less time on my hair and makeup in the mornings, or maybe I need to wake up earlier. I cannot wake up early when I don't have to. I get up so early all the time at 3 o'clock in the morning, driving to Maryland, this, that, and the other, that I feel like when I'm home and I'm able to sleep in, can I not sleep? Can I not live? Can I live my life? Okay, next in the tequila time. Garcelle from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has announced that she is not returning to the franchise. If you don't, it's a housewife heavy podcast episode today. I'm sorry. And it's actually really not too heavy, but this is what's happening. I don't know what to tell you guys. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is, of course, part of the Housewives franchise on Bravo. And while the cast has been really quite solid for several years, one of the most solid casts in the franchises, this year I did feel like I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over some of the fighting dynamics. Some of the fighting dynamics have been happening for years now. Like, Garcelle and Sutton are always together and they're always against, Dorit and Kyle or whatever. And it's just like, I know it always switches up a little bit. Like, this year it's like Kyle might be more toward Garcelle and Sutton, and Dorit and Erica are together. I understand that. And Bose, I fucking love her, okay? I'm just kind of over Garcelle, who seems to literally always have a problem. And the problem is always things that don't fucking matter. Like, Garcelle, what she chooses to focus on is seemingly always irrelevant. Like, Erica and Bose will be talking, or Dorit and Bose will be talking, and Garcelle will be like, well, I felt left out at the table. Well, I don't know what to tell you, babe. Like, you're 50. Do you need to be part of every conversation? And that's not shade at her age. That's like, I'm 34 and I don't need to be part of every conversation. Like the things that we choose to focus on just seem so dumb to me. And honestly, while we're at it, let me be a little bit more official. Okay, Garcelle said she's not returning because of 2 reasons. One, her sons are in high school this year and she really wants to be part of their high school journey, and it's their last year of high school and she really wants to be part of their senior year. And then her other son has a job or something new he's starting that she wants to be part of. And then she has really big projects that she wants to focus on. Okay. I said the technicalities. Now let's get past that. While we're at it, take Sutton with you. I mean, my God, that woman is so pretentious. She has such a puss face on all the time. She always looks like she's sucking on a lemon. She has this pursed, judgmental look on her face all the time. She's no fun. Now, that's the thing I think people don't take enough weight in. And if you're a housewife and you're listening to this, I know that that's not happening, but if you're a housewife and you're listening to this, I think you underestimate that every once in a while you need to be fun on the episode. To me, Garcelle is never fun. Sutton is never fun. Kyle hasn't been fun lately, but that's because she's going through a divorce. So I'm not holding that against her. She gets a pass from me. Okay. But like Erica's fun and funny and like chic and like cheeky. Bose is fun and funny and cheeky and can be serious when she needs to be, but then not when, like, it's like, have range, women. You can't always just be these sour pusses in the corner, like, with a problem. It's not dynamic, okay? That's like me at work. I can be like really anal and uptight, but then like I joke around. So it evens it out. Next. Okay, so tell me what you guys think about that. Oh, wait, here, let me do a leading thing. Drop it in the comments, ladies. Do you know about Garcelle? Do you care about Garcelle? Do you want Sutton to go with her? Like, what's the thoughts? What's the vibe? I need to start working the system and not letting the system work me. Okay, next. Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston spark romance rumors after a 3-hour-long date or a 3-hour-long dinner. Now, why did I bring this up? Because there's only one of two scenarios that's happening here, in both of which I'm a fan of. Okay. I feel like there is a major blind spot in modern day media where they don't understand or they can't grasp the concept that Pedro's a girly. Now, what I mean by that is Pedro Pascal is one of the men who you absolutely would leave your drink with if you needed to run to the restroom. Pedro Pascal is one of the men that if you were walking and your heels were hurting, he would lend you his shoes. Pedro Pascal is one of the men that if you got your nails done 2 shades different than what you normally would, he would notice and compliment you. All while not being predatory. Pedro Pascal is one of the men who the girlies can trust. Pedro Pascal is one of the men who you can kiki with. Pedro Pascal is one of the men who would not try to attack you if it was just you two in a room together. So the media fails to recognize that just because Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston had a 3-hour-long dinner, it may have nothing to do with a potential relationship or a potential romance or even a potential working opportunity. They might just be friends and Jennifer just might enjoy his company because he's trustworthy. Have you seen the way he rides for his trans sister? Yes, honey, he's an ally. So, either they had a 3-hour-long dinner because they're going to work together on something, which, buy my ticket, I'll be there. Or because they really are in a romantic rendezvous, which, love. Jennifer Aniston, I still buy Smart Water to this day to support that queen. Which, by the way, that doesn't mean shade toward Angelina Jolie. Because one thing that really bothers me is that they make us pick sides. And by they, I mean like the, upper, like the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the social norms make you think that one person has to be the bad guy, one person has to be the good guy. And I really do apologize, guys, for my dogs. My boyfriend did just rip up all the carpet. Pardon me for 1 second. Puppies! Please! I'm trying to record my podcast! Puppies! Please! I'm begging you! Please! I think that worked. Okay. My boyfriend did just rip up all the carpet in our attic, which is going to be my podcast studio, which is really quiet and it's going to be really official up there. And so he ripped up all the carpet and now I just have to pick out my new carpet. Then he'll install it and then we can paint and like have my really official studio. So I do apologize. I know that this is going to be the episode that makes me really famous and everything. And so it will be a little embarrassing that my puppies were barking, but at the end of the day, they'll just call it relatable. Okay. So, as I was saying, social norms make you think that you have to pick a side. Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston. I don't subscribe to that because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl in Pittsburgh. I don't know what the story was. I don't know what the dynamics were. I don't know who stole what or if a stealing happened. I don't know if Jennifer now reflects in things. My God, she did me a favor. I don't know if Angelina really did just steal him with her really soft, pillowy lips. But now she's thinking, my goodness, that was a nightmare, wasn't it? I had the damn FBI on my plane. I don't know. What I know is Angelina Jolie helps a lot of people in third world countries and does adoptions and is really good to her kids and is a great mom. So I'm not going to make her an enemy. And I know Jennifer Aniston seemingly is one of the most beloved women in Hollywood. And she seems really down to earth and personable. And she's friends with Chelsea Handler. So for that, I have to trust her. And that's my stance on that. So as I was saying, maybe they're in a romantic relationship that I love because I love Jennifer and I love Pedro. Or maybe they're just friends. All of these scenarios, I just enjoy that two people that I like had a long dinner together. And for that, I'm going to say slay. Now, I do want to just mention real quick because I do feel like my phrasing of slay has been attacked recently. On SNL, Lady Gaga did a skit where they said we have to stop saying slay. And I'm going to say that I'm rebuking that. I can't not say slay. Sometimes it's the only way that I can describe exactly what I want to describe. Sometimes things aren't anything but slay. Sometimes things aren't anything but slay nation. And God forbid I have, these really staple words I say. Slay. Can I tell you something? Or wait, do I say let me tell you? I say it and then I don't realize I say it until I watch my videos back. The point is, I'm not giving up, okay? There's very few brand recognizable things about me, and I'm not giving up Slay Nation. Because first of all, if I ever do go on a podcast tour, as if I'm not supposed to call it the Slay Nation tour, buy a ticket to Slay Nation. It's like going to be the whole vibe of the tour. I'm going to have photo booths there, and glow sticks. So I just wanted to comment on that. Some people tagged me in that on the attack on my verbiage. And I just wanted to quickly comment that I will not give in. I don't give in. Okay. Now it's time for politicking. That's right. If you don't really want to hear about politics, then I put it kind of at the end of the episode, although you will miss Sva Sva and the Summer House recap. So you could also just fast forward, but I chose to save the politicking for the end of the episode as to not upset people that don't want to be upset this week. Now, as most people know by now, Pete Hegseth, I think that's how you say his stupid, ugly name, who is the Secretary of Defense, and I do believe an ex-Fox correspondent, and I do bring that up because I do need to stress how underqualified he is for the position that he's in, which is the Secretary of Defense. That's like me, all of a sudden, being the spokesperson for siding installation. I simply don't know anything about it, yet somehow I'm supposed to be the boss of a siding company. I don't even climb ladders. Okay. So Pete Hegseth was apparently in a group chat, which is so weird in the first place. All these old white men in power are in this loser group chat. It's probably titled howtobealoser.com. And apparently in this group chat, which was not secured, not safe, not part of, the official, White House lock and key, URLs or however they disclose important information. It was just a group chat. And they were discussing their Yemen war plans. I think how they were going to start to handle the Houthis. Okay. And they added a reporter to the group chat. Yes, they accidentally added an actual journalist to the group chat and didn't know they did it. And as the journalist says, they discussed precise information about weapons packages, targets, and timing. So actually, he even said that when the bombing and attack in Yemen started, he already knew it was going to happen because he had been added to the group chat where they discussed it. Now, of course, there's several parts of this story that are just really interesting. The first is that for about 5 to 10 years, every single one of these men in some way, shape, or form, maybe not every single one of them, absolutely came down like hellfire on Hillary Clinton for using her personal email for government issues and government discussion. Now, they said that she should be jailed. It's a grave breach in security. If she doesn't care about the security of our country, who will? It was one of their cornerstones of why she shouldn't be elected president, outside of the fact that they didn't just want to say she's a damn woman, right? And now, all these big, dope, dodo men did it too. And it just is lovely. And I do want to say one of the reasons I'm so giddy and gleeful while reporting this story is because one of two things is going to happen in this country. One, we're going to make it out of the brink of fascism. We will survive this attempted government coup, and we will make major changes in the political process so something like this never happens again. Or the fascist takeover will actually happen. We will all just become like really like actual prisoners in this country. It's going to be hellfire, and they're going to have us be like these really freak right-wing conservative, like, what are they called? Those like Christian nationalists, like freaks of nature. Okay. The reason I'm saying this kind of so gleefully and giddily is because things like this make me realize that no matter what, and I hope you understand what I'm saying when I say this, is no matter what happens in this country, we will all know, though, that these men were idiots. Like, we will know, like, that the only reason they were able to take over is, like, money, like, the billionaires backing them, and, you know, just raw, brute, like, financial bullying. And it will not be because they were in any way smart, charming, well thought out, or intelligent. Okay? Like, they're just not. They're dumb. Like, they're idiot, dope men. They don't even know how to text. So for me, it kind of is getting to the point with, like, what's happening and what's being announced. It's all so asinine, and it's all so unbelievable that you almost have to just be in shock. You have to sit in shock in it. You know, like you have to just shockingly think and realize that, like, we all learned about concentration camps. We all learned about the Holocaust. We all learned about how we would stand up against Hitler if this were our country and it were modern day. And, you know, we all know that you can't just take a group of people and decide that they're evil for seemingly no reason. You can't just take a group of people and make a lie about them and then just make it a reality. We all learned this, you know. We all were part of this. Even the oldest group of American citizens are now World War II veterans who are, you know, passing on. So every single person in this country should know the right and wrong of discrimination, segregation, bullying, racism, and basically genociding. Yet it is full force happening. I mean, you can't walk in Chicago with a tan without being questioned whether or not you're Latino, Hispanic, or simply just not white enough for the, you know, people targeting these individuals. So it just is at such a breaking point of realizing that it doesn't matter what you learned. It doesn't matter about history. It doesn't matter about principles or morals. It really just matters if you're intrinsically evil, selfish, greedy, money hungry, narcissistic, and God complex like. You know, so for me, I'm getting to a point where it's actually, if we make it through this, and we pay the correct, you can't even pay it. The people that are being targeted right now, if we can ever make amends for it, which I don't think we can, because we haven't even made amends to the Native Americans of this country who we, genocided. We really will have had the curtain pulled back on who is truly evil in this country. The celebrities that don't care, the companies that don't care, like me, I will never, ever buy a Diet Coke again in my life. And maybe one single person, it won't matter. My friend told me the other day, she did actually tell me that I'm just one person and I don't matter, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So she wasn't saying it to be mean. She was trying to make me realize something, but I just refuse to believe that, I will never walk in Target again. Ever. I will never buy a Coke again. I will never, ever, 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 ever spend money on a podcaster's tour or a influencer's tour who I cannot find video footage of them condemning these fucking psychopaths. It changed everything. We have a window into who does and does not rock for humanity. Pedro Pascal, what is he doing on his Instagram? He's ripping this administration. He's sticking up for trans rights. He's supporting his sister. He's understanding that he is in the most successful peak of his entire career, and he will still speak out against the inhumanity going on right now because his morality is more important than his box office. So for me, Pedro, I rock with you for life. You know what I mean? Now, let me just quickly cover Summer House. This has quickly become my least favorite thing to do on this podcast. I feel an obligation to it now. If you guys think I can stop reviewing it, let me know. If you enjoy it, let me know. But to me, it's I enjoy it still, but there's such a divide in the house. I really don't want to watch Summer House anymore. I want to watch the girls of the Summer House in the city. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the Summer House stuff anymore. I want to watch Carl in the city making his, non-alcoholic bar in Brooklyn. I want to see the publishing process for his book. I guess I can watch Kyle, I don't know, bang on a keyboard. I really don't know. I want to watch Amanda and her mental health journeys in the city. Summer House can be full of these young party people. I want to watch the cast get a city show. I'm just I'm sick of watching them in the house, basically. But let me just quickly cover it. Paige is a queen. She realized that she needs more support in her life than what her boyfriend was giving her. She was soaring. She was doing her podcast tours. She was doing her shows. She was doing all her other stuff. And, Craig seemingly was starting to make everything about him. Oh, you're going on a podcast tour? Well, I'll be lonely. Well, go with her then. I don't know what to tell you. You guys are both famous. You have the means to do it. I'm sorry, I'm poor and I make the means to be with my boyfriend every week. If I go on a podcast tour, I'm sorry, he's probably going to quit and come with me. I hope. I don't really know. But you know what I mean? He's not going to be pissing his pants about it how Craig was. So it's just and I'm sorry for saying again, guys. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. I know I'm a professional speaker now. I need to get better at not saying so much. Okay. You're starting to see the breaking of the foundation of, Craig and Paige's demise of their relationship. And I feel people now are realizing more and more why they were not meant to be together. Secondly, I am having a bit of a problem with how much the girls are not being girls to Lexi. I kind of get it because they've known Jesse longer. So when you have a situation where you know the male longer and he's your friend, but then you also are a girl's girl, there is a bit of a push and pull for that, because technically if you're a girl's girl, you're always going to be riding for the girl, but at the same time, you do have a loyalty to your friend, whether they're a girl or a guy. I just don't like how Lexi is seemingly being very clear with her boundaries with Jesse. Like, hey, if we're really, like, this is literally what Sierra did last year with Wes. Like, hey, if we're going to do this, please don't disrespect me. Please don't embarrass me. If you want us to have sex, we need to be exclusive. And like when Sierra did it last year, everyone was like, yes, queen, setting your boundaries and letting him know your expectations. And now this year, Lexi's doing it with Jesse and everyone's like, ooh, she's a little bit of a control freak, isn't she? Oh, she's not really letting you live your life, Jesse. And it's like, I don't understand how respecting yourself and having clear boundaries is her being overbearing. To me, it's being crystal clear, and I kind of love it. Next, that's all I have to say about Summer House. I don't know what else to say about it. I want the girls to have their own show in the city, and the guys can be part of it too. I will say that I will always, always, always ride for Carl Radke. I understand that may be controversial for some reason, which I do not know. People say he doesn't seem genuine and sincere. I think he's like the most genuine person on the show. I feel like he's a slightly shy, quiet guy who had like a really rough few years and is like regrowing from the inside out. And sometimes that makes you like a little closed off and seemingly a little like he's treading lightly. His entire life changed. Let me tell you something. He's from Pittsburgh. He's in recovery and his sibling died from addiction. That is my soft spot. He's in recovery. To me, if you're a man in recovery, I'm really probably going to support you in almost anything. Do you know how hard it is to recover? It's so fucking hard. I don't need to be like part of the freaking chirping choir back here like, but he runs a lot now. Oh my fucking God, okay? Who fucking cares? Oh my God, like, can we not just be, like, he's either doing too much coke or now he's running too much. Okay, I'm pretty sure the running's better for him, guys. Now, with that being said, you know, his book is coming out, and we did have a quick chat, and I may or may not, you know, be reading the book. Like, in the way that, like, we were floating the idea of like reviewing it. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Now, this week's Chic C'est la Vie, Sva Sva, which is my segment where I highlight someone that needs just an extra pat on the back this week. They need a little extra light shone down on them, and they need a little sprinkle on their pancake. I don't know what that means. I panicked. Okay. It means like, I was trying to say that like sometimes when you get a pancake, they sprinkle powdered sugar on it. And so like this is the powdered sugar on your pancake. But then I felt like that's like extremely niche and this and that and this and that. Okay, let's move on. The person this week that I want to shine a little light on is Taylor Strecker. Taylor Strecker, who I've mentioned several times on this podcast now, is of course my favorite podcaster. 5 days a week, part of Dear Media, even though I don't like Dear Media. She was in Vogue this week. Yes, honey, you heard me. Taylor Strecker, who is an amazing podcaster, who is so authentic that while she might not be splashed across every podcasting, you know, highlighting reel, she's consistent and she's authentic, honey. And she is true to herself. And so she got to be in Vogue this week. She was part of a beauty, she went to a beauty influencer dinner, like a You Beauty or something. Ouch. And my foot cramped. I'm 34. I don't know what to say. Okay. She went to, and I've been sitting crisscross for 59 minutes. Like my feet are going numb. Oh, God. So she got to be part of this, she got to go to this like beauty event, You Beauty or something. And apparently Vogue was covering it. And she was snapped with her wife, Taylor Donahue, and her co-host and People magazine editor, Andrea Laventhal. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. I'm falling apart. Okay, I'm falling apart. I was trying to give you guys really professional this week, and I still, and no matter what, no matter how professional I tried to give you, at the end of the day, my age and my ailments, they can't be hidden. Apparently, because at the 1 hour mark is when I got a foot cramp and I had a hiccup. So I think I can only try to be normal and really cute and quirky for 59 minutes. And then when it hits the hour mark, it's like, Belle, who's that princess? Cinderella, like the pumpkin's coming, or you know what I'm saying? The magic's going to float away. So with all that being said, I just love that Taylor Strecker got to be in Vogue. I love that she's getting her shine and her sparkle. I love that she's getting to be in Vogue, honey. Yes, and I'll post the picture on my Instagram story tomorrow so you can see the photo that I'm talking about. And I know I'm only dropping episodes once a week, so if you need more podcast like stunningness that you want to check out, I would say check out Taste of Taylor, because that's some good old-fashioned podcasting, honey. Now, when I say it's 5 days a week, the Friday episode is behind a paywall, of course, of which I'm part of. But if you wanted to subscribe to her, I believe it's the Patreon where you get all the full 5 episodes, then you could have 5 days a week. Otherwise, honey, you have to just have 4 days a week. And 3 of those days are half episodes. I think only Thursday or something is the full episode. They're trying to entice you, honey. She has bills to pay. She's trying to have a child through IVF. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So, all in all, I feel like this show was really fabulous. This is a Lucky Puff t-shirt. Okay. I do have this fake heron. I feel like I got to talk about Pedro Pascal as much as my heart desired. And I do want to say something quickly before I go. I post on my Instagram stories sometimes, like, what are you guys dying to hear this week? And I need to say that like 100% of the time, only one person answers. So I'm kind of taking that like that you guys just trust me. Like, you just trust that I'm going to talk about something and like just kind of flow, and like you don't even need to answer because like it's just so like you just trust me so much. But there is a little teeny tiny part of me, because when I see like hundreds of people view my stories and no one answers, there's a little teeny tiny part of me. And while you're not responsible for my emotions, I will say there's a little part of me that thinks, oh, wow, they simply are not answering because they simply would rather be buried alive than listen to my podcast. I know that that's not true, but I'm just going to check a little experiment that next week when I do that, if you want to answer, even if you just want to say like, hey girl, I just trust you, maybe just try it out, because, it's just like, whoa, whoa. Okay. Now, I want to say, as always, my outro's really rough and rocky. I'm working on it. It's like my intro I've nailed. My outro, I don't even know what to say. So, rate, review, subscribe. I have 77 reviews on Apple right now. I would love to see that get into the 3 digits this week. Maybe rate, review, subscribe, share my podcast clips. I thank you so much for listening, how you always do every week. By the way, some women have let me know that they play my podcast and their husbands hear it a little bit because it's like in the background. And some people have said that the husbands enjoy it. So I will like to say that I'm connecting families. Like I'm, kind of becoming like this third person in their relationship. And for that, I will say you need to add me to your will then. And I need to become part of your insurance policy. Okay? So I just want to let you know that if you're letting me know that I'm the third in your relationship, and when you guys are cooking dinner, like here I am in the background, I do think that I probably should have some kind of financial benefit. I'm just joking. You guys know me. I'm just some damn. I don't know what the hell to say. I don't know how to end the podcast. So, okay, until next time, bye.